Here's a quick tutorial showing you on how to make a basic main menu in Unreal Engine 5.6. When you finish this tutorial, you should have a main menu that looks kind of like this, and it all works. Yeah, let's get in with the video. Right, so the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go into our content drawer, and I'm going to make a new folder. I'm just going to call this widgets, just so I have an organised place where I can put my widgets. I'll put another folder in here called main menu, and now in this folder I'm going to right click, well no, we're going to file new level, and we're going to go into empty level, create. Now I've got this empty blank level, nothing in, and now we're in here. We're just going to Control S to save, and we're going to save it into our main menu folder. We'll just call this main menu map, save it. Now we've done that, we're going to make go on to user interface, widget blueprint, not preview, blueprint. Sometimes I actually click on preview and then wonder why it's not working. Do blueprint, click on that, we're going to click user widget, and then we're going to name this main menu, like that. And now we're going to open this main menu, and now we're in the main menu. We're going to go on this palette, so this is where we'll show all our screen and that. If we get our canvas, that is not how you spell canvas panel, just drag it onto here. That'll give us like a little panel basically. This is basically just the screen, how big the screen is. So anything that's outside of this little box will not be shown on the screen. Now we're going to add an image. Now we're just going to drag this image onto the canvas panel, and it's going to add that. Now, one of the most important things about making main menus and any widgets is the anchors. If the anchor's wrong, the entire thing is going to be ruined. So we're going to go onto this anchors while selecting the image. So also just really quick, name this image. We're going to name it BG, which means background. And we're going to go on our anchors, and because we want our background to fill the entire page, we just click on this. And now you might see some of these values change, that's normal. Now we're just going to set all the values to 0, like that. And then after we've done that, we actually want something in our background. So if we open, well, there's colour, so first of all you click on the colour, change to whatever colour you want. I've got an image, so we're going to click in brush instead, an image, and I need to add the image. To do that, I'm just going to go back in the content drawer, and inside this folder I can add my image by going to my files, find the image, and drag the image in. So I will drag this image on, it should be importing. Sometimes it might be the wrong file type, so if it fails to import, then just get this converter up and you can convert it into a PNG file. PNG is probably best. And then with this, we're just going to drag this onto our image section here. And that's just going to put the image on for us. So for example, just this example, let's say it's an FPS shooter, which is why I've got this picture that I found on the internet. Now we've got this, we actually need, on the left side, we're going to put 3 buttons. We're going to have start game, options, and quit, because they're the main things you really use in a game. I don't know why I put start, but we're going to search button. I'm going to drag a button onto the canvas panel, and it's going to put it up here. And on this left side, I'm going to put a on the top right, I'm going to put a position X. I'm going to do 50, and then you can just make up these numbers if you want, really. Quick reminder here, I actually changed the anchor to like the little left one right here, so just quick reminder for that because I've completely forgot to mention it. Just do whatever you want, make the size look good. So I'm going to do that for size, for example, and then I'm going to bring this down a bit. That's our first button. Let's just move this more to this side. There's our first button. Now I'm just going to make these buttons really big just because they don't have to look big, it might look a bit weird. But just because I've only got 3 buttons, so I'm just going to make it big so it looks normal. Also, I'm going to just put the anchor here, and also the other side of the anchor here. It's just going to make it just right for us, the exact right position. And then all we're going to do is name this button, click F2, start. And then we're going to copy and paste this, move it further down. Just copy the X value of this. There we go. And I'm going to name this one options. That's spelled slightly wrong, but who cares? I'll copy and paste it one more time. Set the X the exact same. So I'm going to go in here, copy the first one, and paste it into here. I've got the same X values. So now I've added these 3 buttons that go all the way down. Let's just select them all really quick. Just move them down a bit more. Like that, so we can see the helicopter in the background. And now for the first one, bring the anchors to where we need. For the second one, do the exact same thing. And then the third, we do the same thing. Now I've got all these buttons. Now you can click these buttons when you test it, but it's not really going to do out yet, so let's just also name this quit. Now we're going to just add some text just really quick. And we're just going to drag these on top of our buttons. And get the text. I'm going to put, for example, on this one, start. Now it's going to look a bit small. To fix that, you can go on font, change the font to whatever you want. I've got this font imported that I like. And also just change the size value. I like to do like 50. Letter spacing, you can change all that. I like to say it's around 10. I mean, no, not 10. 100. And that gives a nice little spacing between it. And you can change the colour of it, all that. So we're going to change the colour of the buttons as well. I'm going to do a nice. So while you're on the buttons, the colour and opacity, if we just set that to the max, it's going to change the colour of the text. And background colour will actually be this button itself. Button itself is going to be like a dark grey, like that. So I've got this nice, cool text. And then in this one, we're just going to get this text, copy it, and paste it inside of that. Now we've got the same text again, and we're just going to name this one settings, and I'll put options last time. God, I can't spell anything today. Oh no. Right, okay. I forgot how to spell settings, hold up. Wait, let me just figure this out. That's close enough. I don't know if I'm spelling it right. I've just forgot how to spell today, I'm sorry. I'm not always that bad, I promise. Right, now I'm going to name this one quit. Now let's change the colour of all these, so we're going to go on that button. We're going to background colour. And to copy this, all you have to do is get this little value here, select that, and then copy. Go into here, go to the background, and get rid of this, and paste it into there. And that'll give the same colour as what we did last time. And then you can do the same for the text, but all my text is just pure white. Now I've got this cool little decent looking thing. You can also like add custom looks to your buttons and stuff. So now we've got this, we just need to make it so the buttons work. So the settings button, I'm not going to show you how to make that one work because I can't really. It's going to be a very long tutorial. It's just a basic menu itself, not the settings area. So we're just going to work on the start button first. So we're going to do unclick start, and then we're going to come away from this, open level by name, and now we need to open our content drawer. We need to find our first person levels. It's right here. We're going to rename this, but then just copy the name, keep the name. Just copy it and then paste it into here, like that. and now our start button's working. If we click back onto the designer, on the quit button, unclicks, and this time we'll just have a basic function called quit game. That'll literally just close the game completely. And now we've got the basic buttons working. We just need to make it so we start on this level. And we're going to click on this little thing here, blueprint thing, open level blueprint. And from the event begin play, we're going to do create widget, like that. And we're going to select the widget, and that's going to be our main menu. And from the return value, we're going to add to viewport, like that. And we'll compile and save this. Now we've got the code just to make it so it shows our screen. So if we test it, we also go on the world settings and make sure it's set to none. Now if we test it by clicking this button, we've got our cool main menu. If we quits it, and if we click start, we'll open our first person level. And it's as easy as that. Settings obviously won't work because I haven't made the settings button work. Now there's also this weird little glitch where if I click onto an empty space, my cursor just disappears. To fix this, we're going to go back onto our level blueprint, get player controller, and from here we're going to get show mouse, set mouse show cursor. Tick this and just do that. So now if we try it out, no matter where we click, it'll always show our mouse. So we can find for that glitch, and all buttons work still. There we go. Now we're in our game and everything's working perfectly fine. Right there, thanks for watching, and if you enjoy, leave a like. If you enjoy the content I make, then subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.